Welcome to the Sensory Self as we take a short introduction into the sensory systems and how it impacts on us. My name is Rachel Garn, I'm an occupational therapist. So let's review our sensory systems. And what do our senses do for us in everyday life? If we remember, the proprioceptive system, location on muscles and joints, gives us that sense of body awareness. It helps us grade our movements. Our vestibular system helps us give us our sense of balance and motion and movement. Our tactile system helps us discern and discriminate for touch and also have the sensation of being touched. Our gustatory taste sensations help us love or dislike certain foods. Our olfactory smell system kind of really triggers a smell and an association with smell, whether we like the smell or not like the smell. Our visual system really connects us to our external world using our eyes to take everything in. Our auditory system makes us hear the world around us. And then we have the internal system, interoception, which gives us a sense of when we're hungry or when we're thirsty. So really, there's not a working minute goes by when we're not using our senses to make sense of the world around us. So when we think of the central nervous system, we think of our senses. We also, however, need to think about the autonomic nervous system, because this is what is driving kind of the fight, freeze, flight situation that we would have had as cavemen and cavewomen coming up against an animal, whether we fight or whether we flee. It's our body's natural reaction to danger. And it releases a ton of hormonal and physiological changes, and it isn't a conscious decision, it's an automatic reaction. And there's two areas, our sympathetic nervous system and our parasympathetic nervous system, which are at play here. And the reason this is important in our modern day world, we may not have cavemen and animals that we're having to fight, but we will throughout our day have situations which are stressful that trigger our autonomic nervous system, and ones that are less stressful that decrease our kind of the need for that fight, flight, freeze. So throughout our day, we are very much looking at these small ups and downs of alertness, of arousal throughout our day. And this is what we're going to kind of take a look at more closely. So our arousal impacts our levels of alertness. And our levels of alertness change constantly throughout our day. So think about when you're in low levels of alertness. Often it might be in the morning, or it might be in that mid-afternoon slump. When are you in high levels of alertness? Maybe if you've done an exercise class, or when you're in big kind of maybe stress, if you've got a project or a deadline. And when are you in that just right level of alertness, where you're focused and you're concentrated, you're getting through lots of work, or you're managing lots of variables at the same time, maybe a class full of children. So when are you just right and focused? Now, we cannot stay in that just right focused place all the time throughout the day. It's important to remember we're going to go up and down. So let's think about our senses and which sensory preferences increase your alert arousal levels and which sensory preferences decrease your alert arousal levels. So how does this impact on us? If you know you particularly like music, and you get really kind of into the groove and really jagged up with your favourite track on, and you put it on now, well, maybe that increases your alertness levels. Maybe if you take a bath, a warm bath, that kind of really helps you get in a chilled, calm place. And so that maybe decreases your alert arousal levels. So that's more of a larger context, but you also may do small things throughout the day, whether it's chew your pencil, whether it's take some coffee, whether it's take a break from the screen. So things are increasing and decreasing throughout your day. And I would really encourage people, for references and more info, check out the Alert program, which talks about self-regulation and micro breaks. It was created by Mary Sue Williams and Sherry Schenenberger, who are both occupational therapists. I really recommend this as a valuable resource. But in the meantime, good news, we can change and do change our own alertness levels throughout the day by using our sensory tools. So go ahead, give it a try, be aware of what is your sensory preferences, what increases and what decreases. Thanks so much for listening.